Cruising today isn't just a way to travel. It's a mindset. The sea has its own rhythm, its own lessons, and the people who truly master it are the ones who prepare, observe, and learn from every voyage. Smart cruisers don't rely on luck. They rely on insight and on understanding the quiet tricks that make a trip smooth, affordable, and unforgettable. You see, there are two kinds of travelers. The ones who board a ship and hope everything works out, and the ones who already know what to expect, where to go, and how to make the most of every wave. The second group, the smart cruisers, always seem more relaxed, more confident, and somehow always end up with the best cabins, the shortest lines, and the biggest smiles. And here's the thing, their secrets aren't complicated. They're simple strategies, shaped by experience, mistakes, and a touch of ocean wisdom. These are the lessons that experienced travelers rarely talk about, not because they're selfish, but because most people never think to ask. Today, I'm going to change that. Whether this is your very first cruise or your 15th, you're about to hear the real insider advice. The kind that turns a normal voyage into an effortless adventure. From smart cabin choices to hidden savings and comfort hacks you won't find in any brochure, these are the must-know tips that every traveler deserves to learn. So sit back, imagine the ocean breeze, and let's set sail into the world of smart cruising. Tip 1. Megaships aren't the enemy. They're your hidden ally. Many travelers roll their eyes at the sight of today's massive cruise ships. Those floating cities packed with roller coasters, zip lines, and endless crowds. You've probably heard people complain, cruising used to be peaceful, not like this carnival at sea. But here's a secret that experienced cruisers quietly smile about. The rise of megaships actually makes smaller ships better. Think of it this way. Families with kids are drawn to those enormous, entertainment-heavy ships. The water parks, the slides, the games. They're magnets for young families looking for non-stop excitement. That means the smaller, older vessels, often the ones with more charm and fewer crowds, are left to the travelers who appreciate quiet mornings, calm pools, and the sound of real waves instead of DJ beats. So if you're the kind of cruiser who loves a peaceful cocktail on deck or reading by the sea without someone cannonballing beside you, you should thank the megaships. They're the reason your smaller ship stays so tranquil. And here's an extra perk. Smaller ships often dock at exclusive ports that the big ones can't reach. Think of quaint Caribbean villages, narrow Mediterranean harbors, and hidden islands most travelers never see. Smart cruisers know this. It's not about the size of the ship. It's about choosing the right ship for the experience you want. Tip 2. Don't depend on the ship's toilet paper. Pack for comfort. Now let's talk about something no one ever puts on their what to pack list, but every seasoned traveler swears by. It might sound funny, but it can make a huge difference in your comfort level during your voyage. Toilet paper and personal hygiene. Here's the truth. The toilet paper on cruise ships is thin, one ply, and, well, not exactly spa quality. After a few days, you'll wish you'd brought something better. That's why smart cruisers always pack a small pack of wet wipes or gentle cleansing cloths. It sounds like a small thing, but it's a total game changer after long days in port or a night of rich dining. However, there's one very important rule. Never flush them, even if the package says flushable. Cruise ships have delicate plumbing systems that can clog easily, and you don't want to be the person who causes a cabin flood or a maintenance call in the middle of the night. Just use the bathroom trash bin. It's there for a reason. And here's an extra comfort trick many travelers don't know. Bring a small travel-size bottle of room spray or essential oil mist. Cruise cabins are compact, and a pleasant scent keeps your space feeling fresh and relaxing. Combine that with your wipes, and you've just created your own mini spa at sea. It's the kind of quiet, clever preparation that no one mentions in travel guides. But once you try it, you'll never cruise without it again. Tip 3. Master the one-device rule. And share the Wi-Fi like a pro. Let's be honest. In today's connected world, even on vacation, we still crave that little digital lifeline. Whether it's checking on family back home, uploading photos, or streaming your favorite show before bed, internet access at sea has become almost essential. But when you see that Wi-Fi package price, $20, sometimes even $25 a day for one device, it can feel like daylight robbery. Here's what the seasoned cruisers know. One device doesn't mean one person. Most cruise lines allow only one device to be connected at a time, not one per account. That means if you log out on your phone, your spouse can immediately log in on their tablet. Later, you can switch again to your laptop. No need to buy extra plans for everyone, just take turns. For families, this trick saves a small fortune. Mom checks her email in the morning, dad catches up on news later, and the kids stream a movie after dinner, all under the same single plan. The only line that doesn't play by this rule is MSC Cruises, which locks the plan to one device for the entire trip. But on Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, and most others, it's completely fair game. The secret is simple. Before your trip, test the login process on your phone and tablet so you know exactly how to swap devices. That way, you're not fumbling with passwords mid-sail. It's a perfect modern-day example of the smart cruiser mindset, staying connected without overspending. Because the more you save on Wi-Fi, the more you can splurge on something that truly brings joy, like a sunset cocktail by the pool. Tip 4. Loyalty is overrated. Value is king. Cruise lines adore loyal customers, and they work hard to keep them. Gold, platinum, diamond, sapphire. The names sound luxurious, don't they? But here's the truth every experienced cruiser eventually learns. Unless you cruise constantly, those shiny tiers don't give you much. Sure, you might get a small discount at the onboard shop, or maybe priority check-in. But the real perks, free specialty dinners, suite upgrades, VIP lounges, only come after dozens of sailings. For most people who take one cruise a year, that means waiting over a decade to see real benefits. That's why smart travelers refuse to be tied down. They focus on value, not loyalty. They ask, which cruise gives me the best itinerary, the most comfortable cabin, and the right vibe for my budget? Sometimes it's Royal Caribbean. Next year, maybe it's Princess or Celebrity. Cruise companies constantly revamp their loyalty programs anyway, meaning what you earn today might not matter tomorrow. So don't let status decide for you. Let your sense of adventure and your wallet take the wheel. Because loyalty should never be about the logo on the ship. It should be about the memories you make at sea. Tip 5. Know what 100% cancellation penalty really means. Here's a scenario every cruiser dreads. Something happens at the last minute and you have to cancel your trip. You read the fine print and see the words 100% penalty. Your heart sinks. You think you've just lost everything. But that's not entirely true. And this is where smart cruisers breathe easier. That scary 100% applies only to the cruise fare itself. You'll still receive automatic refunds for taxes, port fees, prepaid gratuities, excursions, and packages like Wi-Fi or drink plans. So even if you cancel close to sailing day, you're not losing the entire amount, just part of it. Of course, no one wants to cancel a long-awaited trip, but knowing how the policy really works can save you both stress and money. If you're still worried, consider adding trip interruption insurance. It's surprisingly affordable when booked through third-party providers instead of the cruise line itself. This single insight can turn a nightmare into a manageable setback. Smart cruisers always read beyond the bold headlines. They dig into the fine print, because peace of mind often hides in the details. Tip 6. The secret steakhouse shortcut. Every ship has its culinary temptations, and the steakhouse is usually the crown jewel. Thick cuts of filet mignon, buttery lobster tails, and a quiet atmosphere that feels miles away from the noisy buffet. The only problem? The bill. A steakhouse dinner at sea can easily cost $50, $70 per person. And if you're traveling as a couple or family, that adds up fast. But here's the insider secret. You can enjoy the same quality meal for half the price without ever setting foot in the steakhouse. Most cruise lines now offer premium entrees from the specialty restaurant right on the main dining room menu. Yes, you'll see a little note beside it that says $20 upcharge, but it's the same dish, the same cut of meat, cooked by the same chef. You get to dine in comfort, skip the reservation hassle, and save a small fortune while still savoring that perfect steak. Seasoned cruisers know this isn't cutting corners. It's playing smart. And sometimes the smaller dining room feels even cozier than the high-end venues. It's a good reminder that cruising isn't about how much you spend. It's about how wisely you spend. So next time you're on board, take a look at that menu before you book the steakhouse. The secret to luxury might already be sitting right in front of you. Tip 7. Stay on board during port days and own the ship. It sounds almost rebellious, doesn't it? Staying on the ship when everyone else is rushing ashore. The dock opens, the announcements echo through the halls, and within 30 minutes, the ship feels deserted. Most people think that's when the adventure begins. But smart cruisers know that's when the magic starts on board. Picture this. The pool deck, usually packed shoulder to shoulder, suddenly wide open and silent except for the sound of waves. The hot tubs, empty, the spa, offering discounts to fill unused appointments. Even the buffet lines become short and relaxed. It feels like you're sailing on your own private yacht. Of course, that doesn't mean you have to skip every port, but choosing 1 or 2 days to stay behind can completely transform your cruise. You'll rediscover your ship in a whole new light, peaceful, quiet, and yours alone. And if you still want to explore, wait until early afternoon. By then, most crowds are heading back, vendors are more willing to negotiate, and you'll stroll through calmer streets with cooler air. It's a win-win. Smart cruisers understand something others overlook. You're paying for the ship experience too, not just the destinations. So why not enjoy it fully, even when the gangway is down? Tip 8. Dine smart. Book specialty restaurants. Early or right away. On your first evening aboard, the energy is electric. Music plays, passengers explore, and the dining rooms buzz with excitement. Most people are just settling in, so they default to the main dining room or buffet. But experienced travelers do something different. They book their specialty dining for night 1. Here's why it works. That first evening, the ship's premium restaurants are often the quietest they'll ever be. Fewer crowds, quicker service, and sometimes even discounts for early reservations. Plus, it's a fantastic way to start your cruise on a high note. An elegant meal before the chaos of midweek schedules begins. Later in the voyage, those same restaurants are often fully booked and you'll need to fight for a table. But on day 1, you can walk in like a VIP. Some seasoned travelers even make it a ritual. Unpack, attend the safety drill, grab a welcome drink, and head straight to their favorite specialty restaurant. It sets the mood for the entire week. Relaxed, indulgent, and worry-free. The smartest cruisers don't just go where the crowd goes, they plan around it. And when it comes to dining, that small bit of strategy turns your first night at sea into an unforgettable beginning. Tip 9. The 5-10-15 cabin rule, revised for 2025. Choosing your cabin might seem like a simple decision, until you realize how much it can shape your entire cruise experience. A noisy hallway, constant foot traffic, or being too far from the elevators can turn a dream trip into a mild headache. That's why smart cruisers swear by what's known as the 5-10-15 rule, and it's evolved beautifully for modern cruising. Here's how it works. If your cruise is under 5 days, skip the balcony. You'll be out exploring ports and ship amenities so much that you won't use it enough to justify the cost. But for voyages between 6 and 9 days, that balcony becomes a sanctuary. A quiet space for morning coffee, fresh sea air, or simply watching the sun melt into the horizon. And once your trip stretches to 10 days or more, a balcony isn't a luxury anymore. It's a must. Long sailings often include more sea days, and a little private outdoor space makes all the difference for your comfort and sanity. Now, for the 10-15 part of the rule, aim to book a cabin between deck 10 and deck 15, ideally somewhere between the entertainment decks and the pool level. You'll have quick access to everything without being directly beneath the noise. Just be mindful. On embarkation day, when everyone's rushing back from port, elevators will be packed. But that's a small price to pay for prime cabin location and convenience throughout your voyage. In short, where you sleep affects how you sail. The 5-10-15 rule is how smart travelers ensure every morning starts and ends with ocean serenity. Tip 10. Do your homework. Before the fun begins. No one likes hearing the word homework while on vacation, but trust me, a few small tasks before the party begins can set you up for smooth sailing the entire trip. The first one? The muster drill. Every passenger is required to complete a safety briefing before the ship departs. In the old days, you'd stand outside in the sun, packed shoulder to shoulder with hundreds of others. Now it's easy. You just watch a short safety video on your phone or cabin TV and check in at your assigned muster station. Smart cruisers do this right away, often within the first hour of boarding. And while you're at it, take 10 minutes to unpack your suitcase completely. Hang your clothes, tuck away your shoes, and store your luggage under the bed. It might not sound glamorous, but it makes your cabin feel instantly organized and homey. Then, when you come back after a long evening, maybe with a glass of wine and a sea breeze in your hair, everything is calm and ready. Doing these two things early means you can dive into your vacation with zero interruptions later. No mandatory drill to pull you away from a poolside cocktail, and no messy suitcase explosion waiting in your room. The smartest cruisers know that a smooth trip starts with 10 minutes of focus and rewards you with 7 days of bliss. Tip 11. Lock in prices, then watch for drops. Here's a secret that feels almost too good to be true. You can beat the cruise line at its own pricing game. Cruise prices for add-ons like Wi-Fi, drink packages, and shore excursions often fluctuate before your sail date, just like airline fares. But most people don't realize that these pre-cruise purchases are fully refundable until you board. That means you can lock in a deal today, and if the price drops next week, cancel it and rebook at the lower rate. Smart cruisers make it a habit. After booking, they check their online cruise planner every week. If they see a sale or discount, boom, they rebook and pocket the savings. Over a few months, that can easily add up to hundreds of dollars. This works especially well with Royal Caribbean's dynamic pricing and Carnival's frequent flash sales. You might see your drink package go from $89 per day down to $69. And if you've pre-purchased it, that's free money back in your account. Yes, it takes a little extra attention, but it's the definition of smart cruising. Stay alert, act fast, and use the system to your advantage. Because the best feeling in the world isn't just sipping a piña colada by the pool. It's knowing you paid less for it than anyone else on board. Tip 12. Bring a power strip, but the right kind. If you've ever unpacked on a cruise and realized there are only 2 wall outlets in your entire cabin, you know the struggle. In today's world, we travel with an army of devices. Phones, cameras, watches, tablets, maybe even a CPAP machine. And somehow, they all need charging at once. That's why seasoned cruisers always pack a non-surge power strip or a USB charging hub. The non-surge part is important. Cruise lines ban surge protectors because they interfere with the ship's electrical system. But there are special travel-friendly versions designed just for cruises, often with multiple USB ports. One small gadget instantly transforms your cabin from limited outlets to fully equipped workstation. You'll never have to argue over who gets to charge their phone first or crawl behind furniture hunting for plugs. Smart cruisers often keep their hub on the vanity counter or bedside table so everything stays organized. It's one of those small details that make daily life smoother, like adding a splash of convenience to your floating home. So before your next trip, spend a few dollars on a cruise-approved power strip. You won't realize how valuable it is until you need to charge your phone, your camera, and your Bluetooth speaker, all before dinner. Tip 13. Take advantage of embarkation gaps. Most people think boarding early means getting the most out of their cruise. They line up at 10:30 a.m., eager to be among the first to step on board. But what they don't realize is that early boarding also means long waits. For security, for check-in, for cabins that aren't quite ready yet. You end up spending your first hours standing in lines instead of relaxing. Smart cruisers play it differently. They know that arriving later, around 1:30 or 2 p.m., is the sweet spot. By then, most early passengers are already on board, the lines have vanished, and boarding is quick and calm. Your cabin will be ready, your luggage likely delivered, and you can stroll straight to your room without the chaos. There's another advantage. The port staff are more relaxed in the afternoon, meaning the process feels smoother and friendlier. You'll board refreshed, not exhausted. It's the kind of quiet trick that transforms your first day from frantic to peaceful. You'll still catch the sail-away party, still enjoy your welcome drink, but without the stress that most people unknowingly create for themselves. Sometimes being fashionably late isn't rude, it's smart. Tip 14. Don't overpack. Cruise fashion is simpler than you think. One of the biggest mistakes new cruisers make is packing as if they're moving in. Extra shoes, formal outfits, backup just in case, clothes. And suddenly, their cabin looks like a department store exploded. But the truth is, you don't need nearly as much as you think. Smart cruisers have learned that versatility beats volume. They pack a few mix-and-match outfits in neutral colors, light layers, and quick-dry fabrics that work for both daytime exploring and evening dining. A sundress that doubles as a cover-up, a collared shirt that looks sharp at dinner but breezy on deck. And here's the secret. Ships have laundry and pressing services, often with next-day turnaround. You can also bring a small travel-sized wrinkle spray or steamer, perfectly allowed. to freshen up clothes. Packing lighter isn't just about saving suitcase space. It's about freedom. You'll move through airports faster, unpack easier, and have more room for souvenirs on the way home. And once you've experienced how effortless it feels, you'll never want to go back to lugging heavy bags again. So when in doubt, take this advice from seasoned travelers. Pack for comfort, not for just in case. Because confidence, not clothing, is what truly makes you look good on a cruise. Tip 15. Take pictures of everything before you cruise. Here's a habit that few people ever think about, but the most prepared cruisers always do it. Before you even leave home, take a few minutes to snap photos of everything important. Your luggage, your passport, your boarding documents, even your medication labels. Why? Because when you travel, things happen. A suitcase can get misplaced during embarkation. A port transfer can mix up bags. Or you might accidentally leave something behind at security. Having a quick photo on your phone makes it so much easier to describe what you've lost or prove ownership to the staff. Smart cruisers also take photos inside their cabin once they arrive, especially of the luggage tags, their room number, and any minor issues they notice, like a loose handle or a scuff on the furniture. It's not about being picky, it's about being proactive. And here's one more clever use. Take a picture of your muster station card or your ship ID number the moment you board. If you ever forget your cabin number after a long day exploring ports, and it happens more often than you think, one quick glance at your phone saves the embarrassment of wandering the halls trying to remember which deck you're on. This small digital habit only takes 5 minutes, but it can save your trip from hours of stress. Because smart cruising isn't just about planning for the best, it's about quietly preparing for the unexpected. So what really separates a smart cruiser from everyone else? It's not money, it's not luck, it's mindset. That quiet confidence built from experience, curiosity, and preparation. Smart cruisers don't see a voyage as a gamble. They see it as an opportunity to apply everything they've learned from the last one. They know that comfort comes from the little things, bringing wipes, packing light, arriving late to skip the lines. They know that freedom isn't just about exploring new ports. It's also about learning how to enjoy the ship itself, from peaceful mornings to quiet port days when the deck feels like their private retreat. They understand that loyalty should never limit adventure, that savings come from awareness, and that every decision, from cabin location to dinner reservations, can shape the rhythm of the journey. Most importantly, they've learned that travel isn't about perfection. It's about flow. When you cruise smart, you sail smoother. You let go of stress, you adapt when plans change, and you see beauty in the little details, the gentle sway of the sea, the laughter of strangers, the sunrise that greets you through your balcony window. So as you prepare for your next cruise, ask yourself, do you want to just take a trip, or do you want to master it? Because once you start thinking like a smart cruiser, you'll notice something magical happens. Every voyage feels calmer, every dollar stretches further, and every sunset feels a little bit more yours. Thank you for watching, my fellow travelers. If you found these insights helpful, give this video a like and subscribe. Because smart cruising isn't just about saving money, it's about sailing wiser. Each week we share real stories, new tips, and practical strategies to help you travel with confidence and grace. So the next time you step on board, you won't just be another passenger. You'll be the one who truly knows how to make the most of every moment at sea. Until next time, happy sailing, calm seas, and unforgettable sunsets wherever you roam.